Loneliness. It's a feeling we all experience at some point in our lives, a nagging sense of emptiness, of being disconnected from the world around us. But loneliness is more than just a fleeting emotion. It's a complex biological signal deeply ingrained in our brains, warning us of a potential threat to our well-being. Imagine yourself at a crowded party, surrounded by people, yet feeling utterly alone, or scrolling through endless social media feeds, seeing snapshots of other people's seemingly perfect lives while you feel invisible and insignificant. These are just two examples of how loneliness can manifest in our modern world. Loneliness is not about being physically alone. It's about the perceived lack of meaningful social connections. It's the discrepancy between the social connections we crave and the connections we actually have. This feeling of social isolation can have profound effects on our physical and mental health, often with serious consequences. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can lead to a range of health issues, from depression and anxiety to heart disease and weakened immune function. Addressing loneliness requires understanding its root causes and taking proactive steps to build and maintain meaningful relationships. Whether it's through joining social groups, seeking professional help, or simply reaching out to loved ones, we can combat loneliness and foster a sense of belonging. Remember, it's okay to feel lonely sometimes, but it's important to recognize it and take steps to reconnect with the world around us. Together, we can create a more connected and compassionate world where no one has to feel alone. Our brains are wired for connection. From the moment we are born, we are hardwired to seek out social bonds, to find comfort and security in the company of others. This deep-seated need for connection is not merely a matter of preference, it's a fundamental aspect of our survival. When we experience loneliness, our brain interprets this social disconnection as a threat, much like hunger or thirst. This triggers a cascade of physiological responses, activating the same stress pathways that are activated in response to physical danger. Our heart rate increases, our blood pressure rises, and our bodies release stress hormones like cortisol. This heightened state of alert, if prolonged, can have detrimental effects on our overall health and well-being. To understand why our brains react so strongly to loneliness, we need to look back at our evolutionary history, a journey that spans millions of years. For our ancestors living in small, nomadic groups, social connection was not just desirable, it was essential for survival. These early humans depended on each other for their very existence. Being part of a group provided protection from predators, a crucial aspect of staying alive in a world filled with dangers. It also increased the chances of finding food, as hunting and foraging were more successful when done collectively. Additionally, it offered support in raising offspring, ensuring that the next generation could grow and thrive. Those who were socially isolated were more likely to fall prey to dangers, to starve, or to be unable to care for their children. Isolation was a significant risk factor. The inability to form social bonds could mean the difference between life and death. Over millennia, this constant pressure of natural selection favored individuals who were socially adept, those who could form strong bonds and maintain close relationships. These traits became deeply embedded in our genetic makeup. As a result, we have inherited a brain that is exquisitely sensitive to social cues, a brain that thrives on connection and interprets isolation as a signal of impending danger. This sensitivity to social interaction is why we feel such a profound impact when we are lonely. Our brains are wired to seek out and cherish social bonds, making connection a fundamental human need. The impact of loneliness on our health is far-reaching, affecting both our physical and mental well-being. It is a silent epidemic that creeps into our lives, often unnoticed until it has already taken a significant toll. Studies have shown a strong correlation between loneliness and a range of health problems, including cardiovascular disease, stroke, dementia, and other serious conditions that can drastically alter the quality of life. Depression and anxiety are also common companions of loneliness, creating a vicious cycle that is hard to break. Loneliness can disrupt our sleep, impair our immune function, and make us more vulnerable to infections and illnesses. It can even increase our risk of premature death, making it a serious public health concern that needs more attention. The chronic stress associated with loneliness takes a toll on our bodies, weakening our defenses and making us more susceptible to illness. This stress can manifest in physical symptoms like headaches, muscle tension, and fatigue. Over time, this constant state of stress can lead to more severe health issues, requiring medical intervention and long-term care. Mentally, loneliness can leave us feeling drained, hopeless, and disconnected from the world around us. It can make it difficult to find joy in activities we once loved. This sense of isolation can fuel negative thoughts, erode our self-esteem, and make us feel like we don't belong anywhere. It can fuel negative thoughts, erode our self-esteem, and make it difficult to engage in everyday activities, leading to a downward spiral of emotional distress. The lack of motivation and energy can make it hard to get out of bed, go to work, or even take care of ourselves. The constant state of alert can lead to anxiety, depression, and even suicidal thoughts. It's crucial to recognize the signs and seek help before it becomes overwhelming.